Hi there, welcome to the Schwowin's Nest. My name is Sandra, and boy, do I have some easy and quick and so cute Halloween DIYs for you today. I'm starting off with this 2x4 that is cut into a house shape. I'm also using some of these old sign pieces that I had from a different craft. What I'm going to do is cut them down and make them fit into the house like a roof. I'm just going to use a generous amount of hot glue to glue all of these pieces together. I had a third piece, so I thought this would be a perfect base to my little house. So I'll just hot glue that together too. I'm going to give the whole house, including the roof and the base and all of the sides, one really good coat of this black paint. It's just a black latex paint that I buy off the shelf at Walmart in a gallon, and it's a flat black and it covers really well. I used my Cricut to cut out a design that says "Which way to the candy house." I thought that was so cute. I did find the inspiration on Pinterest or online somewhere, and I will have this as a free printable, and that will be listed on my website. The link to that is down in my description box. I don't usually buy orange acrylic paint because I normally don't do Halloween, but for some reason this year I got inspired to do some of these cute little DIYs. So I mixed some red and yellow acrylic paint together to get the color of orange that I wanted. I'm going to cover just the top of the base. So you can see here that I'm going very gently to the edge of the house, and then I'm going to do the front portion, the little ledge there, and the other side as well. But I'm going to leave the sides and the back black. Purple is a color that I do have because I do a lot of things with lavender for farmhouse decor. So I decided to just take this really fun purple that I have and just do the top portion of the roof. To add even more brightness and fun to this little house, I'm going to do yellow on the sides. For most of the fall season, I've been trying to craft from my stash because I just did not want to go out and spend any more money on craft supplies. So I didn't have any candy corn. So I decided to just cut out a piece of cardboard into a little triangle shape with rounded corners. And I'm simply going to paint them with the candy corn colors of yellow, orange, and white. I made two of these little candy pieces, and now I'm just going to hot glue them right onto the house. I wasn't quite sure what type of embellishments I wanted to add to this little house. I didn't want to go all out crazy with different things, so I just added a few chunks of Spanish moss on either side of the house, just on the little bottom ledge. And I did add a little bit to the peak of the house too. I decided to add a couple of pumpkins on an angle on either side of the house, and this little project is done. Today's video is part of the Fun Fall Crafts collab that is hosted by Faith Chick 777's DIY by Design. That's Linda. Crafting My Best Life with Lisa Marie, Farm Charm Chic, and myself are joining Linda to create some beautiful fall or Halloween decor ideas that are easy, beautiful, and simple to create. When you're done watching my channel, you can go down to my description box and click on the link to the playlist. That way you won't miss out on any of their creations. You can also click on each of their individual video links, which I will also have in my description box. When I'm crafting, I always have a YouTube channel going in the background, and I'm always watching what these three ladies create because they are so inspiring. So I'm sure you're going to be inspired by them as well. For this DIY, I'm starting off with this piece of spindle that was just hanging out in my garage. I'm going to give it a couple of fresh coats of white chalk paint just to make sure that everything is the same color. You can see there's a little bit of wood down at the bottom, so I'm just going to make sure that it's all nice and even. I'm going to use this little palette sign as a base, and I need to just cut off these extra pieces. So I always grab this rotary tool that I got from Hoto. If you don't have a rotary tool in your craft supply stash yet, you need to get one. These are so amazing, and it makes really quick work of getting things cut. You can also drill and sand and do all sorts of things with these little tools. I won't have this one down in my description box, but I will have one that is similar. Now I'm just going to take that white block and glue it right to the one side of the palette. Using the same black paint, I'm just going to give everything one really good coat. This is raw wood, so the paint soaks in and gets a really good surface right away. I'm going to make sure I do all of the edges, and I'm going to do the bottom as well. I love working with wood, so whenever I find these little pieces at dollar stores, I always grab them and keep them in my stash just in case I might need them down the road. So these are some little wooden tags. I really like that they have the square marked out in the center because I'm going to paint these two different colors. I'm going to start by painting the inside of two of them with my purple color, and then I'll use my orange color for the other one. I'm going to paint the rest of the tags with black, and I'm going to make sure to do all of the sides and the back because you will be able to see all of those areas. I cut out the word boo using black vinyl with my Cricut Explore 3, and I'm going to just apply those to all of the little tags. This will also be available as a free printable on my website. I did the same thing with black vinyl to create two little eyes and a cute little mouth for what's going to be my little ghost. I'm going to line up all the letters next to the ghost, making sure that they're nice and straight. So I'll just hang on to them for a minute or two to make sure the glue has set and that they're standing straight up and down. They don't all fit right next to each other on this plank, so I'm going to take the orange one and set it back just a little bit and then put the purple one in front again. I think these are three really adorable little fake tombstones for my ghost. I added a little Spanish moss in front of each of the little tombstones and on the side of the ghost, and then added a little bit to the ghost's head and popped a pumpkin on there. And I think he turned out really cute. If you are new to my channel, perhaps coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you like what you see, I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button and help support the growth of my channel. I'm starting off by taking this pumpkin that already has seen better days. It was a Decor piece from last year, and I'm going to recycle him into something really cute for Halloween. I'm going to give the front, sides, and the back a coat of black paint. Once that paint was completely dry, I took some of my little orange paint mixture, which was my red and yellow concoction, and I'm just going to create another pumpkin inside of this pumpkin using the outside edges as my guide. I'm going to need to give this about 3 coats of paint for it to get nice and vibrant, but it was well worth it. Using my Cricut one more time, I created this cute little Broom Rides decal just using some black vinyl. And as usual, it will be available on my website as a free printable. I like adding some extra support to all of these wood signs that can stand on their own. I just want to make sure that it's not going to tip forward. So I always take these tumbling tower blocks. This is a larger piece from an original set, and I glue them about 1/8 of an inch up from the bottom of the piece, as you can see here. That's going to ensure that this piece will lean back just a little bit, and then it won't be able to fall forward. I'm going to paint this black too so it blends in really nicely with my pumpkin. I added a little bit of Spanish moss to either side of the pumpkin stem and then added a white and black ribbon bow, and this project is done. Really simple but cute. For this project, I'm using some of these wood blocks. I had two that were the right size, but I wanted three. And so I took two of these triangle ones and then just glued them together. And now I'm going to glue all three of them right on top of each other to create a little stack. I'm going to paint the bottom block with yellow, the center one with orange, and then the top one with white. And if you haven't guessed it yet, I'm making a little candy corn book stack. To make these look more like books, I'm taking an off-white color, which is actually sheepskin from Folk Art, and a small brush, and I'm going to just paint in where the pages of each book would be. I'm going to leave a little bit hanging out on the top to make sure that you can see that there's a cover on each of the books. And I think this was probably a really good idea to do. It really made it look a little bit more realistic. Using a small little rough brush, I'm taking a little bit of burnt umber paint and just dry brushing where the pages would be. I think this just helped to give it more of a rustic look, but also to give it more of a realistic look. Now, if you don't like to distress, you could stop here, but I decided to take some of this paint that's on my brush. It's black and just kind of go over the edges a little bit, give some definition to the blocks or the books in between as well. Using a Sharpie fine point marker, I'm going to write the word Candy Corn Kisses, and each book will get one of the words. I'm starting at the end of the book and working my way back, so all of my words will end up nice and centered, and the end of the word will be at the end of the book. To jazz up the letters a little bit, I'm just adding these little ticks to the end of each of the letters. It just adds a little quirky effect. I'm going to use a gingham black and white ribbon and just wrap it around the one side of the book, and then I'll add a bow to the top. I've got that little mini pumpkin you see in the screen there. I'm going to add that to the top, a little bit of raffia, and this little project is done. I think it turned out super cute. This last project is super easy and turned out super cute. I've got a little white styrofoam pumpkin and I'm going to trace around this LED candle. It's a votive, not a tea light. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to take my craft knife and just cut out the styrofoam and make a hole so I can insert the candle about halfway down into the pumpkin. A while ago, I bought these wood carving tools from the Dollar Tree, and I gotta tell you, they come in handy when you're needing to use things to scrape or dig or just pull something out. They're really sharp and they work really great. I made sure to get out all of the loose styrofoam and then just pushed the candle right down into the pumpkin. I'm going to glue some Spanish moss all the way around the circle. And I also had cut out with my Cricut again using some black vinyl, a jack-o'-lantern face, and I added some cute little eyebrows to him. Once I had the Spanish moss all done, I turned on the LED light and made sure that I was still able to push it down into the center of the pumpkin. For the base of this pumpkin, I just grabbed this little terracotta pot, and it had already been painted gray previously, so I thought it would be perfect to just pop my pumpkin on top of this so he's a little higher than just sitting on the ground. I grabbed some black and white striped ribbon. This is the same one that I used on the Broom Rides pumpkin, and I'm just going to go all the way around the rim of the saucer, gluing it a couple of times to hold it in place. Look at that cute little pumpkin face. I think he's adorable. Finally, I just made a simple shoestring bow and I glued it underneath the pumpkin so it would look like a little bow tie. I hope you enjoyed these easy and quick Halloween decor ideas and got some inspiration to create a little spooky for your own home. Don't forget to go down to my description box and click on the playlist link so you can see what all the other ladies in this collaboration have to offer. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and click the notification bell. You don't want to miss what I've got to share next. Bye!